Hello, this is Lisa Shea, the low-carb editor for BellaOnline.com, and this set of instructions is for a basic veggie spinach shake or juice. So we're using a Blendtec blender, but you can use other types of blenders if you want to. And the full set of instructions are listed on the website, so you can print out the ingredient list and follow along with what we're doing. So we're going to start with a handful of grapes, about 12 of them. We're going to use 49 grams. You don't need to use the exact grams that we use, of course, and I have a spreadsheet that will let you calculate exactly how many carbs and calories and fat are in the version that you do. So this is a general guideline that you can then adjust. We put that into about 6 ounces of water in there. You want the juicy things at the bottom, so when the blender starts to blend, it starts working with the juicy things and then draws in the drier things like the spinach and so on. We were going to add tomatoes as the next step, but our tomatoes ended up being a little too past their prime, so we're not going to use the tomatoes in this mix. But if you like tomatoes, we are going to do other recipes that have tomatoes in them. So we'll put the tomatoes aside. This is my boyfriend Bob, by the way, who's doing all of the actual mixing for me so that I can be the videographer for this. So next we're going to go with celery sticks, and we're going to go with 4 sticks of celery. Cut them in half. This is 74 grams that we're using. Again, you don't need to use our exact amount. The spreadsheet that I have will let you calculate exactly what you need. 1 green onion. Ours is 5 grams. We'll cut it into a piece or 2. Or 3. Next we're going to use an English cucumber. You can use a regular cucumber. This is just what we happen to have. So normally we choose about 1 inch of a regular cucumber. We'll do a little longer for an English cucumber because they tend to be a little narrower. And this is 55 grams. So we'll cut this into a few pieces. And plunk those in there. Next up are some baby carrots. Did you know that baby carrots are just regular carrots that are whittled down into a cute baby size? They're not actually different kinds of carrots, so this is all a marketing ploy. But still, apparently I'm falling for this marketing ploy. So, 6 baby carrots, about 70 grams. We will add those in. Note, if you haven't used a scale before, that you want to tare the scale so that it's not counting the weight of the bowl. You only want to be counting the weight of the things that you're putting into that little bowl. Next up we have broccoli, always a lovely tasty thing to include in your daily menu planning. So a handful of broccoli. We got 51 grams. We'll toss that in. And now we'll go for the baby spinach. We're going to do this in 2 handfuls because we have a little bowl here. So we'll do 26 grams and then another 26 grams, so that'll be a total of 52 grams. Spinach is a good source of protein, as is broccoli. The 2 veggies in this set that are providing protein to us are the baby spinach and broccoli, and then we'll be adding some protein powder to get some extra protein in here. So we've got all of those items. Here comes the protein powder. There are all sorts of different kinds of protein powders out there, and you can choose the one that works best for you. We're using a vanilla protein powder for flavor and for protein, because as mentioned, otherwise there wouldn't be very much protein in here besides just the spinach and the broccoli. The total for this shake is going to be 13 grams of protein, and that'll make 2 glasses. So now we're adding on some ice to provide the water and texture. And then we put the lid on the top. Now we'll note that we are going to consider adding agave at the end. This is purely a personal preference for you. Some people like the flavor of raw vegetables. Some people like it to be a little sweeter, so whichever way that you prefer is fine. And the spreadsheet will show you both ways. So then you just press the shake button, the juice button, and on the Blendtec this does a staged process. It does it slowly at first to mix up the wet things on the bottom, and then it kicks into a higher speed to make it smooth, and it ends up being perfectly smooth, just like a milkshake. There are no chunky bits or anything else, and it blends everything totally. Now, when we're doing this one, we managed to get it a little stuck, so we're going to have to stop it in a minute and open it up and help the things get squished down. Normally they all just fall down all by themselves, which you'll see in the other videos. But if it gets stuck, that's alright. We will stop it in a minute and give it a little hand. So you just have to give things a little push, get them to resettle. All that spinachy goodness. You can lick your fingers and then close it back up again. And now we will give it a start, and now it goes much better. So as you can see, all of the good fiber and everything else in these vegetables is preserved. We're going to drink everything. So the better fresh ingredients you start with, the better the shake is for you. And here it goes. It's going to blend along for a while. If there's a few things that don't quite go in, then you can give them a little poke to get them down into there. And off this blends. So the total values for this shake, for the entire shake, which is 2 glasses, is 200 calories, 0.7 grams of fat, 27.2 grams of cholesterol, 224 milligrams of sodium, 32 grams of total carbs, minus 4.3 grams of fiber, so 28 grams of net carbs, 13.4 grams of protein, and I'd also track vitamin C just for my personal desire, and this has 90% of your vitamin C in it in this one shake. So we're going off to get the glasses. Here's 2 standard pint-sized glasses. Now it's good also to have a rubber spatula so that you don't lose any of the good shake bits that are on the different things. So here's our spatula that we've got. I'm going to scrape off the lovely shake. So it's always hard to describe how things taste. This tastes sort of vegetable-y. There isn't any strong flavors that stand out. I can taste that it's got the hint of grape in there, and it's got a hint of spinach, but really it's just a mild, gentle flavor to it. And I like to slip them with a straw, because over time, I tend to drink these things slowly. I don't tend to glug them down, and over time it can develop into layers with the frothy bit on the top and then the juicier bit on the bottom. So the straw means that I'm always getting the juicier bit. But as you can see, this is very smooth. There are no chunky bits or hard bits in there, and you've got all of the different parts of the shake. So we're going to try this without the agave nectar. And as mentioned, some people are fine drinking it straight. It's sort of like if you like black coffee versus like coffee with a little cream and sugar in it. So if you want to have some agave nectar, we're also going to do that version for you. So you just put it in, let's say about 1.5 teaspoons of agave nectar. And again, I've got all the values for all the different pieces in the spreadsheet and on the article site, so you can see how they affect the totals. This amount of agave nectar has about 33 calories in it, or 8.8 grams of carbs. So it's a noticeable amount, but depending on where you are in your health plans and depending on your flavor profile, this may be what you need to include in order to have it taste good to you. So we all make those kinds of choices. So here's the final version with the agave in it. We're going to pour this back out. So again, as you can see, it's nice and smooth. It's very flavorful in terms of having a nice flavor, not necessarily a strong flavor. And we're going to pour it out into both of these glasses so that you can see the total volume that's involved. And cleanup on this is extremely easy. Once you pour it out, then you just put some water in the blender, a little bit of dishwashing detergent, and hit the blend for like 5 seconds, and it self-cleans itself. So you don't have to put it in the dishwasher or anything like that or do any scrubbing. It all just self-cleans very quickly and easily. So we're going to do the pour. into the different cups. There you go. And then you take the squeegee and get the last little bits out so you don't lose anything. And then you are pretty set. So it's perfect for a lunch or dinner shake. It's got a lot of good nutrition in there. It's got ample calories to keep your body going. It's got a good stomach filling amount so that you feel comfortably full. Got plenty of vitamin C in here, plenty of other nutrition. You got your protein. So a good basic shake to give a try and see what you think of it. Be sure to post if you have any questions about how this works or about other ideas, and there's going to be all sorts of other recipes in this area so that you can see different combinations of things. So visit lowcarb.bellaonline.com for more recipes and information and for the details on this recipe. And let me know if you have questions. Thank you very much for watching.